Hi, this is Guy from Project Portfolio Office, and this is another video in our capabilities series. This relates to demand management. It's quite common for PPO clients to want to gain ideas or requests or demand from their community prior to a project being added to the project list. So PPO facilitates this through a demand entity. This is available to all clients out of the box. And how the process really works is you're able to register this demand and then sift through the demand and ultimately, if you like the idea, raise a project for it. Out of the box, PPO provides a fairly high-level form in terms of completing the name, business need, objectives, what the impacts of it are, giving it a priority. You can decide if there's a specific required end date, where's this demand coming from in terms of the requesting department, what portfolio or type does it relate to, a cost estimate, duration estimate, and then a status. Once an item has been logged as a demand, you're then able to use some of the PPO functionality which you know about, which is things like the conversations, where you're able to have conversations and work through these items. And from a demand list, you're also able to access the board view. So all PPO data can be viewed as a board view. And the PPO workflow that's been implemented out of the box is a status of logged, then analysis, where you analyze the demand, and then ultimately approved and rejected. As I'm sure you know, PPO's board views are interactive, so I would be able to modify something directly from the board view and maybe change an estimate or a status or those type of things. And even better, I'm able to drag these items. So we're going to start analyzing the POPI portal requirement, and I've now pushed it into the analysis phase. From a reporting point of view, any of the demand items has a demand report, which you're able to access. These reports can be pulled from PPO from the report functionality as well as directly from the entity, and you can download these as a PDF. These are useful to send out prior to a committee meeting or forum as a pre-read for the specific demand. All the functionality also supported is a demand dashboard, where you're able to run a dashboard of all the demand that you currently have. PPO's funnel graph will provide a visual view of the demand. In this case, I've grouped it by cost estimate, so we can see the sort of estimate of it. Critical items red, high priority amber. You can see also roughly when they came in from a time point of view as you progress from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. We've got quite a couple in logged and then quite a couple in analysis currently. You're also able to, from the demand dashboard, drill down specifically to a item, and you then once again back into the demand item. All of this is built into the predefined business rules. So we have business rules for demand already. We will send emails for all added and updated demand. It will send items to the feed when demand is added or updated. And once a demand is approved, you'll no longer be able to change it. One of the nice features in PPO is once the demand is approved, it will actually pre-populate a project for us. So if we look at our project list today, currently we have 17 items. But if I was to go back to my demand and take this POPI item and approve it, for example, by simply dragging it there, the status would be approved. And the workflow that PPO has built in would automatically, if I was to refresh this, preload that new demand item for us as a project. There it is, and we're now able to run with it. As most of you know, PPO is fairly flexible, so the demand entity could be renamed as well. If you wanted to use the word idea or something like that, you'd simply be able to go into the entity configuration and change this, and throughout the system, what was previously known as demand, if I go back over here and refresh it, will now appear as idea throughout the system. So while the initial entity is there and available as a capability, you're able to tweak and customize it as you like. Some of the organizations that use this extend this even further by using PPO's API, and they would create a demand form outside of PPO, host this on a platform that they have or a portal, and request their users to request all demands, all project needs, all requests, all ideas through this form. By filling this in and submitting it, this would go directly through PPO's API and add a new demand or idea directly into your PPO database. We hope you found this useful and that you understand a little bit more today about the demand capability that PPO has.